So,
Hello there.
really quickly, let's get some ground rules for this campaign done. I don't want to have long combat sessions where we're having people narrate multiple strikes and stuff like that. So I'm going to limit it down to when the last person or if it's a big character that's being killed, then I will go, how do you want to do this? The way that we've normally done it. But I do want to brush by the combat quicker rather than expand upon, oh yeah, I strike him with my staff and then I flip it the other way and I beat his ass with it. And then I shove a fireball right up his ass. Okay, calm the fuck down. No one cares. That guy's a grunt number 50 out of 500. So no big deal there. Second one is, I'm not too policey over the builds that you guys are making, but like I said last session, and I want to make it very clear, there are events in the world that you can do to begin multi-classing into other classes. When that has been unlocked, I will message you all after the session and go, you have now unlocked the ability to multi-class into a bard or into a whatever. And if you want, you can. I am just going to say, I recommend you don't look at builds online to go, how can I OP my warlock build so that I'm the best warlock that no one else can ever stun? Let's just try to play and have fun here. We're not being competitive. Otherwise, I would have a PvP campaign and not this campaign. Thirdly, I believe this is for all of our previous campaigns. Please don't go into other games and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm 100% there. Oh shit, I got 3 minutes left on my egg and then I'll be able to hatch it. Listen, we all know that.
Stop looking at my eggs.
No, I'm looking at all of them, Daniel. But if I have to be here fully for it, I want you to be here fully for it too. If you don't want to play, you don't have to. You can go off and play. I am not going to be as stringent with Anthony, where it's as Anthony was in his last campaign, where if you miss a few sessions, I'm going to go, well, get the fuck out of here. If you want to miss a session,
don't worry, I'll say it.
Yeah, I kind of figure you will. But if you want to miss a session, you can just say, hey, I'm not going to be there this week. I'm going to message every Saturday when I wake up. As you can tell today, it was kind of a late wake up. So, sorry. But I am going to message. If you don't want to participate, then just say, hey, I'm going to play games. I'm not going to be offended if you're like, hey, new Destiny drop happened and I want to go play DLC. It'll be sad that you won't be here, but the other people will still be here. That being said, I am also open to other players jumping in for a few sessions. So if, for example, if Bruno or Ricky or Amanda want to come in for a session, but not for the permanent cast, I'm fine with them coming in for a single session, inhabiting one of the other council members, and then dipping out for the next however long. It's not that big of important. With the teleportation circles that are on the island and the magic that you guys have, it's not that far out to just go that, oh yeah, one of them would just teleport to your location and there they are. Cool. And now they're done. They're going to teleport out. No big deal. Other than that, I do want this to be, I want to set expectations. This isn't going to be super roleplay heavy. There's going to be a lot of roleplay moments, but I have learned from last time. I already have combat encounters planned for probably next session, if not this session. So they're out there, but I'm also not going to sit there and handhold you and go, oh, well, come on, let's go down the train track and let's go to the next combat encounter. If you guys want to spend 3 hours investigating a fishing village, you can spend 3 hours investigating a fishing village and that's that. No big deal. It's not going to be any strikes off of my chest. But if you guys are like, all right, cool, we need to find out what happened. You have resources. You can get to the next combat encounter really quickly. Other than that, is there any questions before we recap from last session?
I'll let you guys go first before I do.
Are we doing typical inspiration?
Yes.
With our different rule set of using it to maybe reroll a different person or an enemy's.
Yeah, I know that we didn't use them all for last time, but during Anthony's campaign, we used it primarily for rerolling ours, rerolling other party members, or having enemies re-roll their checks. I'm still going to keep those 3 in mind. I'm also going to have it be that if you want for example, if you think, okay, cool, I've got a +5 in this skill. If you want to, I will allow inspiration to be used to not re-roll it, but to instead to add a modifier to your die roll. But I'm figuring that you probably are going to go, oh, well, I failed that roll. Can I use my inspiration to re-roll? Inspiration is going to be gathered by working as a team. Everyone will get inspiration for that. Doing things that your character is good at. For example, looking at Azura the Seer of the Veil. Very good in persuasion, very good in performance. If Azura doesn't initiate combat, but instead tries to persuade the enemy to go down, that's a tick towards inspiration. If not, flat out inspiration. I'm not going to have it like my Sunday campaign, where it's just everyone starts with inspiration at the start of the session and you use it or you lose it. I'm going to have it be that you earn it, and then when you want to use it, you can. That also being said, I'm not going to be gatekeeping them and being like, oh, well, you can't have the inspiration because they're mine. Ooh, I want them. No, I'm not going to be so loose as to just throw them willy-nilly at you guys. But like I said, if you play by the traits of your characters, then you'll be able to get inspiration probably every session. Any other questions, Dan?
Am I moving back and forward on this?
It's auto-focusing. It's auto-focusing on the gallery.
Oh.
It's zooming in and zooming out depending on how close or far you are. See how I'm like, but that's not what's actually showing up on the thing. It keeps zooming in on Kyle's face and then zooming out.
Dan, it looks like you had a harrowing battle against the Imperial Army over there. Glad you made it out alive.
So strange. I thought I've seen stuff. Okay, so inspiration. What about food and resources?
I'm not doing a survival campaign, so
okay.
I'm just going to tick it up to you guys will have food with you. Not to mention, I mean, quite frankly, you guys have chefs at the base. There's no reason to really worry about there's no reason to worry about food because you guys can just teleport back to the base, to the council chambers, and have them make you food. So I'm going to kind of figure that as food doesn't matter.
Okay.
So create water might be good for creating a rushing stream, but you don't really need to create water overall.
What about material components?
Other than like D&D rules, unless it has a like 200 gold pieces worth of a diamond. Unless it's not if it's tied to something that's monetary, you need to find it. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that component pouches have the components in them.
Okay. So if there's like a requires a 500 gold diamond or something like that, a gem equivalent of blah blah blah. Could you do the gold or you have to have the diamond?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that. I'd be fine with allowing it to be cool if you have the gold, because you also have you have stuff at the chambers, at the council chambers. You guys will be going to towns, probably,
right.
Unless you're going to be journeying on the road nonstop. So I'm going to assume that vendors are going to have those items. So I'm just going to be cool. Make sure to mark that off.
Okay.
That you know that much gold is gone.
Okay. I think that's all I've got for now.
Any questions from you, Kyle?
I never know him in the moment, so no. The only one I thought of was the food thing, and you already got that.
Slick.
Yep.
My turn?
Okay. Pulls out a fucking...
I have several questions.
By royal decree!
You've made these characters. These are all pre-gens. Including their backstories and stuff, right?
No, the backstories are things that you guys can make up. It's just you all are the class that you chose, the race that you chose, and your title is the thing that you chose. You can go, oh, well, even though I'm judge of the land, I'm just a cleric, so I'm not really a paladin like all the other judges of the land were. Cool. No big deal. But other than that, like, literally the lore tab of your character sheet is your lore tab. If you want to put in there hey, Azura was just a bumbling idiot until 20 years ago when he found a magical tome and then he became a magical sorcerer. Then cool. That's your lore. But otherwise, it's all up to you.
All right. Milestone progression?
Yes.
Or XP. Okay, milestone. Follow-up question to that one. Did we gain a level? I assume. But I'm gonna ask the question. Ideally, assuming this goes the distance, are you planning on taking this to level 10 or no?
Level 20 or no? This is going to be the level 10, and then from once we hit level 10, from that point on, I'm going to get I'm assuming that's going to be the mid-season. And at that point, then we progress further or we stop for a while. And at which point, I'm fine tossing the campaign to someone else and getting feedback for how the campaign went and what would like to be changed, and then retuning the rest of the rest of the storyline that I have to fit that those needs and wants.
All right. Player/character secrets on board or no?
Meaning that if you want to hide something from me, then you can create a
from one of the other players.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on to your butts. So we're just doing basic inspiration. Nothing extra beyond that. Gotcha. How rules heavy are you planning on being?
If it's written in the rulebook, then I'm going to go by how it's written. But if it's left ambiguous, or if it says up to DM discretion, then when we hit those roadblocks, we'll hit those roadblocks and we'll decide from there. But whatever ruling I make for one thing, I'm going to have a rules tab open on Google Docs just to go, last time we ruled on this, it's going to be like that for the next time they have.
Right. And I'm assuming that we're going to get a copy of that, right? Okay. Hiya. I have a couple of other ones here. Just gotta scroll up. Give me one sec. Okay. Objectively, since this came up during session 0, session 0 part 1. Are there gods?
Yes. Currently, you as a Dragonborn,
there is one god.
Current you as Dragonborns would know of one god for sure. The Warlock, the Topaz Dragonborn, and the Amethyst Dragonborn, they would know that there are murmurings in books, like elven books and stuff like that, that people have brought in, that there have been hints of other
elven
gods.
blood.
But it wouldn't be necessarily like, you wouldn't know the names of Saloon, for example, or oh god, I can't think of the wisdom god.
The reason why I ask is because we have a cleric in our party, I wonder if that cleric is a cleric of Bahamut, a cleric of Tiamat. If those names don't mean anything to them, then who is their god? Is that god one that we would all know? You know what I mean? Like kind of expands out from the pantheon of roleplay. If I'm trying to be immersive, I need to know what my cleric believes, so that way I don't go, me fucking stupid Bahamut when it's a cleric.
Currently there are 3 gods and 1 devil that your party would kind of know of for sure. Cyril would know this. There is Aurorastra, the diamond dragon goddess. It was made from the clashing and melding of both Bahamut and Tiamat. There are rumors amongst both the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons, and Dan just grew large again. Okay, weird. What the fuck? There are,
like I said, it's auto.
It's so fucking weird. I hate it. There are currently rumors amongst the chromatic and the metallic dragons that Bahamut and Tiamat are still out there. And the one devil that you guys would know of is, give me a second here. I believe I have it. Son of a gun. Let's pull this out over here. Dan, you would know of the the rumored to be Purelax, the Ember Fiend, who is a Amber Dragon devil.
Yeah, I remember that. Bad gods. Good god, Aurorastra.
And then, like I said, Tiamat and Bahamut are rumored to still be around, but
I'm going to assume because of who my character is, I'm going to just leave all of the Pantheon business to the cleric, and I'm going to assume that he knows when the time comes, if that ever comes up, because the way that my character is, it's a non-plus for him. It's a non-plus for him. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't say something that was not correct to do. So number two, this place seems like a perceived utopia. There is a hierarchy amongst the different forms of dragons. So I want to know what the metric is of this when it comes time for interacting with other dragonborns. Is it just because it's always been that way that gemstones have always been on top, or is there a tangible metric? Like, can we look at a chromatic and spit on them and call them a slave and know that they're not going to do anything unless they do?
That would be a very bad way to put it, but
it goes into a second question. But the reason why is because we are a council made up of only gemstone dragonborns currently. So that tells me there's a hierarchy, and you've said as such, between the gemstone, the metallic, and the chromatic. So if I, hey, you green dragon cook or whatever, right? Come with me, and then my character is going to assume that he's going to follow his lead. Is that because of just tradition, or is that because we all know that gemstone dragonborns are significantly more powerful, or richer, or more influential, or whatever? Like, is there an aristocracy hierarchy here?
It would be more so. It is. It would be more so like a kind of like a religious cult of, yes, you have the Pope on top, or in this case, the Pope's on top, and then you have like the bishops, and then further down you just have the followers. Chromatic dragons, you could say, just got the short end of the stick and kind of get shit on. But it's also looked upon as, well, that's the way that the Aurorastra said it was to be. Yeah, that's the way that Aurorastra said it was to be. So that's the way it goes right now.
Okay. But I can then assume that all Dragonborn are follow this.
Like, you're going to,
besides the exceptions that are going to.
Well, yeah, you might encounter like for example, you might encounter a black dragon in the mines that goes, well, fuck you, like, you haven't worked a day in your life, and cool, like, he is just going to be an asshole. That's the way he is. But most of them are probably going to go, yeah, sure, coming right away. People that are associated directly with so I think I said it last time, I'm not sure, but I know I've said it beforehand. While you all are gemstone, you have metallic and chromatic dragons that serve underneath you, like directly underneath you. So, for example, Dan's character, Cyril the Crystal, he is the
Cyril.
Judge of the lands. While he oversees the activity of all, well, it doesn't necessarily oversee, but he is the leading authority above all the other Crystal Dragonborn judges that there are. He also has a, I believe it is a silver and a white dragon that serve directly underneath him as they
built-in followers. All right.
Kind of like, they're not going to be always there to like answer your call, but when they are, they will answer. And they're not going to be like, well, fuck you, I'm a white dragon and you're a piece of shit. No, like, they are ingrained in the system as well. You're not going to have a disloyal follower that's like, well, I don't like the way that you're talking to me today, so fuck you, Obsidian Dragon. So eat my ass.
So this leads into another one, boys. Listen up here. The next question after that is slavery widely accepted, or is it just justified by the hierarchy? Because that might come up as a character flaw for some people when they want to potentially send an army of meat shields into a cave because they don't want to risk their own body.
It's widely accepted in Drakoria, but there are cases of, like, it might have been a few years, but there are cases of like judges going out and going, no, that ruling was wrong. You owe him your wife because you poisoned you caught a bad fish for him. Cool.
Okay.
And so yeah, you will encounter slavery. Let's be honest. That's exactly what it is.
So if we see slavers going to Paradise Falls, right? We want to make sure that we know whether or not we can detonate the collars, or if freeing them is going to break the rules. That's the only reason why I want to know. You know, if something like that pops up. The next question beyond that is do we all, our characters, inherently know the role of the council, or is learning it going to be a part of the game? And are there council rules? Like, is there like the 10 commandments of the council, or is it going to be like I want this guy to give me his shit, and then that's where you go, you've activated my trap card. That's against council rules, so you can't. Because that could be a game mechanic that I could see kind of like discovering your character.
So you all, as council members, would have to like slowly get used to your role, but there are some not rules, but like there are some guidelines for the council that have been set up by previous councils.
More like guidelines.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not written in stone. It wasn't said by Aurorastra herself, but previous councils have come together and made solidified them more or less into the behavior of not only them, but other dragons. It is 1, maintain harmony. The primary duty of the council is to uphold the harmony and balance of Drakoria, guided by the divine influence of Aurorastra, the harmony's radiance. 2, respect divine guidance.
Can you copy and paste that
in the chat
somewhere, just so that way I can have that up, because that way I can reference that if I need to check, for instance, Dan's character for getting a little drunk with power.
Give me a second, and I will. Okay.
All right. And then. I want to keep my. I have 4 more questions. So I'll keep them as concise as possible. I've been thinking about it though. You said session 0. I didn't get a chance to talk to character creation. This is where I'm like, all right. These are the questions that I have, and it's all in world stuff for now. I think all the meta table questions. I just bought that flavor, Dan. I'm enjoying it.
Meta mood, so good.
Dude, it is so. All right. Anyways. We are not endorsed or affiliated.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck are we talking about now?
White gummy ice.
I was gonna get
Sounds
that
gross.
one. I was gonna get that one. I've had a gummy bear, an ice gummy bear before, back when Skyvape could create flavors. They just got stocked up, so I was like, all right, why not? So the next question I have is, could we get a Pokemon weakness chart of the typical relationships between Dragonborn races? Like, I need to know if me as an Onyx no likey the Topaz, or if the Emerald like Dragonborn likes the Amethyst. You know what I mean? Like, that way I can know. I assume it would be inherent to my character. Like, if we're approaching a Crystal Dragonborn, that he's not gonna like me. But because Anthony doesn't know those interactions, like the diplomatic truces or whatever, that that'll be something that I could definitely, that way I can close my mouth whenever there's a Crystal Dragonborn, or that way Dan can go, I hate you, brother Obsidian. You know what I mean? Like something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a basic guideline of the, like, for example, blue, well, like I said with Dan's dragon, for example, there's the white dragon, the silver dragon, and then there's the crystal dragon. And that's that hierarchy. I don't have more of a circular hierarchy of this is better than, like, these people respect these people, but dislike these people. I don't have that flow chart yet. Give me a week and I can have that ready by next Friday for you.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. The next question is the council like the pinnacle of order? Like, do we answer to anybody who isn't just the Diamond Dragon? Do we have a boss? Like, do we have a boss?
I mean,
that isn't just
so
I could see my character getting a little bit like handsy with like a you try fuck on me and then like throttling a stupid chromatic filthy colors because they didn't take my coat.
If that were the case.
If you look in Drakoria General on Discord, that's where I've posted the strictures, we'll call it, for the council.
Sick.
Other than answering to the Diamond Dragon herself, the council isn't beholden to anyone else, but like you are, think of it like the US Congress. You're supposed to work for the people. But do they?
Right.
Questionable.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Right. Exactly. Everything is in the best interest of the people. All hail the God Emperor.
Yeah, obviously. Listen,
naturally.
We just need the God Emperor.
Yeah.
That will be
good. That way I can swing my rock penis around, which, by the way, we all have rock penises. Don't forget. I started with Balthazar, so I'm not letting it go.
Right? You try fuck on me, here's my revenge.
You try fuck on me, here's my revenge. That includes you, Josh. All right.
You thought I forget?
Yeah.
I never forget.
You thought I forget? I never forget. All right.
So how do we feel about impaling black dragons and then fucking the throat?
Yeah.
That's a real question.
I already have my kinks.
I like sheep.
Marsupial pouches. That's my goal.
The next question I have
is this supposed to be high fantasy, low fantasy, like in regards to the amount of magic that we can expect to see outside? Because some of us are spell slingers.
My character is all martial,
but I think I'm traveling with a couple of fucking like just prestidigitation every time.
Do we want spoilers
I mean, like
for the rest of the
is that
campaign?
Not for the rest of the campaign, and not for the rest of the campaign, and no. I mean, like
our characters
feasibly have already traveled parts of the world. I can only assume to ascend to this point. Like even within our own regions, would it be considered like a high fantasy campaign is something where like I use prestidigitation to clean my whole house constantly, and that's never been a problem. Or is it something where like peasants gonna be peasants? If we shoot a fireball, they're gonna not only melt away but also like go insane from seeing.
I will say it's kind of a mix of both. Like, for example, if you go to the fishing villages, they're not going to be used to seeing wild, crazy fireballs going off in the sky. But they've probably seen like traveling amethyst emissaries come their way and help like with, hey, we're going to do magic around here for like a few days. If you guys need anything, then go ahead and give us requests. Like, people go out and help, dragons go out and help other clans people or rove in bands to help other people. So there's not anyone that's going to be like, oh my God, magic. Okay. But like everyone has a notion of what magic is, but it's just how often they see it. For example, like I said, the blue dragon fishing villages are way out in the boonies. You're not going to get people that go out there every month. It's going to be like a yearly thing where they come in and for like a week, they're doing their shit to help everyone there. And then they're gone for a year. And they might not see magic for another year or another, like another like a metallic dragon or another gemstone dragon might come in and be like, oh, well, I'm going to help you guys catch some fish today with my magic. Cool. But it's not going to be super wild shit. But yeah, in like, for example, in the topaz studies, or in the where they make weapons, yeah, they do magic all the time. If you sling fireballs out, they're gonna be like, all right, he's probably working on something new. Cool, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. That I believe wraps it up. I think that was probably pretty clarifying for a lot of how the world is going to react to our characters doing some wild and crazy shit.
And yeah, if questions come up, I don't mind answering them. Just don't like in the middle of combat be like, oh yeah, by the way, would these people like know this thing? Like, we're in the middle of combat. We've got a flow going. Yeah. Let's continue with that. I would prefer that we ask questions, and I don't know if I'll do this every week, but I think like having a before the session or after the session, like, hey, let's ask questions about what happened today. Like, do you guys understand? What's like, do you have any questions for me going out of it? So that way the next week I can go, here's some definitive answers for it. And that way we're not getting like super confused all the fucking time. And also, I mean, my Discord DMs are always open for you guys. we have a channel for this. If there's any questions that you think of during the week, you can throw out your questions, and if I answer them, I answer them. If I don't, then pester me when we start the next session.
That I will do. Well, I'm ready to get the show. On the road. If the rest of you guys
Kyle,
are.
did you think of any questions or no?
No. Just as soon as they come.
All right. Does anyone want to recap what happened during session 0? Question mark.
Yeah, we met
the Diamond Dragon,
Asheroth,
and as we all were
not knighted but promoted
to our council seats.
I believe it was Cyril that stayed behind
to inquire about
some potential equipments. And then we all kind of spent some time exploring our our chambers and such a little bit, and then we ended with us all reconvening and then proceeding to the council chambers.
I muted myself on accident. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much down. If you will take a look on Roll20, you will see, everyone, we have the council chambers. This is, as small as it may look, this is also like the main sanctum of a much larger building. There are rooms of libraries and stuff, but I just didn't want to make a 5 million by 5 million map to be like, yeah, here's the entire fucking thing.
Fucking dope.
I just realized I left some things on this map, but don't worry about them. That's later.
Shut up.
It's perfect.
No, you didn't. It's perfect.
I believe last we left off, you were all getting acquainted with where you guys, like, your new rooms. And then I believe the idea was to head toward the council chambers. I don't know if anyone did that. You should all be able to move your tokens, I believe. Give me a second, Dan. I'm going to get rid of your token. And I'm going to pop in a new token.
Mine is missing.
You should be right there, Dan.
Must be nice having a token.
Oh.
You also have a token.
Dude, it is so nice having a token.
I love having a token. I don't have access to it.
Only nerds.
How do you not have access
don't
to
have
it?
tokens?
What the fucking goddamn
Did you
piece of
attach the
shit.
token to the character?
Did you attach the token to the character?
Okay, give me a second. Yes, the token is attached to a character. God, I have to fucking fix.
Oh shit.
Apparently it's not. Never mind. Great, thank you so much, Roll. I love you, Roll20. Don't ban me, please. All right, what about now?
Yes.
And then Kyle's, yours is right here.
My face.
As Obsidian zooms into your room and zooms out like a madman.
I mean, I am a monk.
You say that like you're flipping off walls and shit.
Seen a ghost.
My imagination, anything is possible.
That is true. So, as you all gather near the center, on the, like, inlaid into the ground is this massive, like, golden, ornate floor design with the diamond in the middle splitting off with each one of, like, representations of your races in gemstone form. You can smell in the background a meat dish being made currently, and you can hear clinging and clanging of pots. Oh my god, my words not work good today. Sorry.
It's okay. Just shiver and quiff, and then get it out.
Oh, good. I love shivering the quiff out.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It's from Crit Roll.
Okay.
Queef. It smells nice over there.
Well, I am quite parched. Perhaps we should see the council table. But
first, snacks. Greetings, my name is Cyril Dovahkiin.
Yes, we met previously. Wow, I took you as a paladin before, but it seems you are actually, in fact, a cleric.
That's true.
Wonderful.
These are my beads of faith. I tuck them right back here. Oh, here comes someone else.
Yes, Azura.
Azura's still stuck in his room. I can't get out. This door confuses me.
No, I'm copying you guys. No, I'm creating a servant for my tail here. You know, saying it's getting dirty from rubbing on this pile.
Is it unseen?
Yes.
Well. It's going to take you 11 minutes or 10 minutes, and it will only last for 1 hour, I see. It's addictive.
Yes,
Let's see how long
We're
it will
all
last.
old people here.
Using my power, will I shout to the wind, ultimate cosmic power, as I thrust my sword, my magic sword,
Of a sword.
in the sky, and then I draw him on the floor.
Wow.
This
Amazing. That
is
is amazing.
my power.
While he's doing that, I'm going to ritual cast augury. Oh, twilight of the night that is not bright.
Ultimate magic power.
Grant us this weal or woe. Will this day be fortunate for us or our foes?
There's so much going on. Right now.
It's just a magic show off. Oh god, this is gonna be the best. This is gonna be 10 out of 10. The best. It would sound like that, but muffled because he's behind a door right now.
Wait, was that picking me up at all?
Yes, it was.
Yes, of course it
little
was.
bit.
Yes, of course it
Did it
was.
sound like I was further away?
Yes, of course it did.
Slightly.
Yes, of course it did.
Because
you were, in fact, farther
subtitles
away.
don't work for me then.
Subtitles?
There's subtitles on Skype.
Oh, I
Yes.
changed it out of that fucking nerd vision.
It's not
I'm a
nerd
true
vision, it is
weeb
quite
now.
distinct. Oh look, it's been 10 minutes, I'm back. As his tail floats magically in the air.
It's a tail. It does what tails do.
Whoa, how are you doing that
Give
without
me-
muscles in your tail?
This is my
Okay.
servant, you see. He is unseen.
Do we all have Gila monster tails that are fake and just fall off sometimes?
Ejectocito, cuz.
Why do you keep clicking on the unseen servant? I don't want to keep reading it.
I didn't know you could see that.
Dan.
Yeah.
What is Cyril? What is the course of action that Cyril's trying to procure about?
If today will be fortunate for us. I'm just very vague. He was doing some zone to do a ritual thing too.
I saw Big Brother Cow do it.
I was thinking of
I've
the
always wanted
exact
to use
same
this
thing.
spell, so I'm like, let me be more specific. Will we get money today? Fortunate. Will we be fortunate today with gold? Or marsupials.
I will read the bones. The bones tell me.
To be fair, that is exactly what that spell describes. You're asking about whether or not you guys are going to get gold today.
Yes.
You don't get a feeling back.
Nothing.
Well, what do the bones say?
Do they say both weal
Do they say both weal and woe, or neither?
Neither. They say
the
the
results
aren't especially good or bad. Quite. Fascinating.
Jesus Christ, dude. I hope Sandy just fucking through the door.
Shut the fuck up! Shut
The
it!
servant can't talk. Dude, the servant can't talk. It can't.
Right. I was wondering why I couldn't find you.
And you mentally connect to it. You don't actually say anything.
Quick, servant, find me bones so I may help out my fellow dragon.
As you toss the bones, Azar. No, wait. What is her name? Oh, I gotta get her fucking name up.
Azura?
No, not Azura. Eldara comes up to you and goes, neither good nor bad. Could be worse.
That means today is full of potential. Hi, Cyril.
You would also
Dovahkiin.
most of the druids you have seen don't wear a lot of armor. It seems that she is adorned with, in the time that you guys have all been here, she has adorned herself with armor that would almost trump any of the judges' armors that you've seen to this point, Cyril. With capes and like a cowl flowing behind it. Like meshing with her tail on the floor. Capes. Capes.
Funny, she doesn't look Druish.
She really doesn't.
Druish. That's funny.
I am Eldara. I was chosen. We've seen each other for a while now.
Aldara, you must just wait 1 second while my servant brings me bones, which I have asked of him.
You must forgive me. Mine goes in my old age sometimes.
I said my servant.
He's going to reach a hand out to Eldara, a shaky, frail hand in a greeting.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going for a handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she reaches out with her hand and just grips yours, and
at the very last second, I want to just turn it.
Oh!
Wait, turn your hand as she's going to grab it?
I turn my hand down. I turn my hand down just as she goes to grab it.
Oh!
Like I still maintain, but I'm doing the feminine grasp.
Careful with him.
She
is a hero.
Tries to slide her hand into yours and turn it upright and shake it as she just looks at you perplexedly.
Handshaking, that's a dangerous practice. I wouldn't do it somewhere uncivilized.
I've got these swollen wrists.
You know, back in his day, handshakes were a sign of marriage. Have you seen my servant?
I don't marry. I've taken a vow.
I don't think that's true. Ever.
Well,
the Amethyst must have some weird ideas of culture amongst themselves.
I could make this official. If you still want to hold hands for another minute.
She quickly lets go of the hand.
One of the edicts is
maybe tomorrow.
Everything is better on a full tummy. Please let us proceed.
Yes, it does smell of fish. Never been one to partake in meaty foods before.
Vegan.
Delight.
Beyond your, how old were you, Brother Obsidian?
Too old.
Far too old.
Then you are wise, perfectly well with your years.
As she pushes open the door and holds it for the elderly Obsidian. You see before you this
leaning on his staff,
massive table. This table is bigger than most of your rooms. And around it are 8 chairs. In the back near the counter, you see Sylvan, the sapphire dragon, who is also a bard, mouth-wateringly watching as 2 chromatic cooks are going about in the kitchen making different dishes. She seems unaware of your presence at the moment.
He's going to quietly take a seat and sit down.
I'm just gonna peer over and then kind of
Hello, Cyril, Dovahkiin. What's on the menu? What are they making?
To the bard.
Hopefully applesauce. It's my favorite.
Fuck off with your old ass shit, Jesus Christ. Oh, one of them is making mist-infused seashell. I can never say it right. Seashell
by the seashore.
It's delicacy to the blue dragons. I only had it once long ago.
Yes,
and
yes,
I believe
crunchy.
Brenton, the green one, is making lava-skewered worm bites. I've not had that one yet, but it sounded appetizing. I couldn't refuse it.
Sounds spicy. We might have to burp in an open area to clear the flames.
Yes, perhaps.
Wonderful. Sit down.
I can't handle it.
If I could make a request, boil my seashells more. They must be tender. For my teeth have fallen out in the back. It's hard to eat. Solid foods.
You would see the smaller of the 2 shelves, the blue chromatic dragon, look back to you and like nod her head as she scoops some aside and puts them into a different pot and begins filling that with a little bit of the broth as well.
Good. It speaks. And it understands. What a wonderful chef. What a wonderful chef.
As you are all sitting there, and currently Azura is standing at the top of the diamond, staring at its awe. You would all see as
waiting for my servant that I sent to get bones. I'll be in there in a second once I realize what my servant is doing.
You,
I'm sure Azura will be
you
here
would all
soon.
see the Topaz Dragon open the doors and grandly walk in as if he is stepping out onto the red carpet. Good day, my fellow Dragonborns. Something good being cooked?
Something
Yes.
without bones. Our companion
Seashell
seems to be looking for bones.
I don't believe that sea snails have bones, but perhaps the spell will wear off before the bones are found.
I would think the kitchen would be the place for bones. Unless
Azura, after a while, you see a floating, like 3 bones floating towards you before they're just plopped onto the ground in front of you.
Ah, there they are. Thank you, servants. You are very quick and agile. Now pick up my tail.
You feel your tail be lifted off the floor by 1 foot.
I grab the bones.
How?
It does take him a while. It does take him a while because the unseen servant moves at half the
My
speed.
perfect servant has delivered me the bones that I requested far faster than any of you could have imagined. That is the power of the weave.
Wow, it's so impressive. Wow, it's so impressive.
Yes. I bet you can't find my servant. Let me tell you some. Oh, hello, everyone. I was just regaling my brothers with the tales of my magical prowess.
We are in good company on this
Can you
day.
not just call it?
Stand on the table, servant, and flash everyone, knowing that they cannot find you.
I cast see invisibility.
Oh no, sorry.
Fucking damn it.
Your modesty.
Let me check. Where is it? No,
Tell me.
No, there we go.
Oh, God damn it. Kyle, tell me, how does Azura's invisible servant look like?
He looks like a tiny inbred dragonborn with derp eyes and like a locked jaw.
I take a shaky hand of my soup spoon. I don't know. Would you like to go swimming together? Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable now. I command my servant not to go swimming with that individual.
Although he's commanded to not go swimming with you, you still see this tiny form of a dragonborn that is misshapen in all of the wrong places, just shaking about, lifting up an invisible...
He's doing jigging? Is he jigging?
He is shaking about, and you can see where its nether region...
Does he know why he has these
where its
goggles?
nether region should be. It's acting as if it's flopping a dick about, but you can't see a dick flopping about.
So many mysteries to unsolve.
One thing that you would also see as you're looking around is you would see this sort of you would see this almost ephemeral looking being standing behind Obsidian. Do you remember the draconic abomination that I had that you guys fought, the one that ran? You would see this massive hulking individual behind Obsidian, almost looking like it's entering him.
Is it like the Naruto, like the power or the JoJo stance of the thing behind him? Sort of like visual.
Yeah, you would see.
You see
like,
Star Platinum floating menacingly behind behind Obsidian.
His arms look like they're diving into the back of my shoulder blades, and it looks like he's kind of attached himself from behind me, and it looks like there's some sort of like a mist or a fog just effervescently falling off and dissipating almost immediately from behind him.
Don't think I want to go swimming with you.
While making like eye contact, and I feel like there's like this like shimmering like have you ever seen a labradorite stone?
Yeah.
Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever like Cyril's turning his eyes, you'd see that like purplish, like the pink, like the bluish like sheen of that across his eyes. But is there any sort of like when I make eyes with it, realize that?
It's not.
It's doing its thing.
It's just doing its thing. I should say it's tinted orange, the same color as my robes.
Interesting.
As you were all sitting there, Brenton, the green chromatic chef, brings over two massive dishes and slides them apart. One of them is a bowl filled with clams and mussels, boiled inside, and the other one is a plate full of little like kebabs of skewered. It looks like it might be dragon tail, is all I will say. For the council, lava skewered worm bites. Be careful. kind of hot, and mist-infused sea-shell soup. I never really made that before, but Neves has, so my name is Brenton. It's an honor to be serving another council. I cannot wait for your exotic answers to be designed. Questions to be answered.
Thank you, Brenton.
Yes.
Is this poisoned?
No.
Insight check.
You want to insight check him?
Yeah. May I?
Do I believe him?
You may insight check him.
24?
Ah, damn.
Jesus
Shit.
Are you trained in insight? I'm assuming you are.
I am proficient.
That's what I
in
meant.
it, yeah.
You would know immediately that no, he's not. But as you're trying to read him,
he's not telling the truth.
no, you would see that he is being completely honest and is a bit off put by you asking if he's poisoning you. You can tell that there are like almost as if he is not angered, but kind of disappointed that he would be called into question that if he has poisoned food or not. And as you see like this brewing of emotions in his face, he just pats his hands off on his chef's jacket and I've served 3 councils, so I'll have you know I've not poisoned any dishes. While I might be a bit older, Neves here is a great cook on her own, and I can vouch for both of our cooking not being poisoned. If it were, I would not be allowed to cook here. I've had no grievances with councils previous, nor councils of the future. So, I promise you, I have not poisoned you, and I will never.
One must always ask. But one lives a long life with taking risks when they are formidably associated with reward. This bounty you have placed before us is almost divine of nature. It seems to be so untrue of your cooking prowess. I just had to make sure it was not some trick of the light.
An old steel dragon recipe, I promise you. The lava bites are quite spicy, but not poisoned. We make sure of that. If I were to poison anyone, it'd be myself first. I try many of these dishes myself first.
Spice is the flavor that makes life right. Thank you,
my servant
Brenton.
eat everything first.
Perfect.
I would hope you don't waste this food upon a servant.
Could I by chance get a ceramic mug with some warm water in it and a single slice of lemon on a doily? Please.
Yes, I'll have Neves make it right away. And he
Thank you.
claps his hands, and you see Neves like back there on like still marinating and making sure that your dish is well boiled as she begins making a kettle and chopping up a lemon.
Fantastic, thank you. Brenton.
Sorry.
Yes. I apologize. Thank you, Brian.
Sorry.
Thank you, Brenton.
Brenton.
No, it's Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Thank you, Brennan. I appreciate it.
Anyways, enjoy your food, and as I said, should you ever take off on an adventure or something, let me know. I'll make you a feast before you leave. Greatest foods in the land. Made here, of course.
Feast for a hero, I assume.
Beyond heroes. Feast made for gods. We are not here for hero work.
Oh, gods.
Oh, don't mind him. Or do and fear him.
Yes.
But do not fear my naked servant, for he not knows better.
Brenton, I assume you should probably continue the workings. He will go on like this forever.
Yes, I shall. As he gets back into the kitchen area. You can there's almost like Anthony, you've worked in kitchens before. I've worked in kitchens before. You can see them working in the back, but there is like a covering and there's a counter before that of where they
exhibition
are.
kitchen. Oh yeah, exhibition kitchen
With a pass bar.
With a pass bar. Hell yeah.
It's so hard to find such good help these
That is
days.
why I create help with magic. Quick, my little exhibitionist servant. Eat the food for poison. Save your master.
You would all see.
Can I?
What do you command him to eat first, Azura?
Clockwise, servant, clockwise, like magic is.
There's 2 dishes. Which one are you going to have him eat first?
The one on the right, followed by the one on that right, around the table.
Oh, you want him to eat everybody's food?
You all hear a pop as an invisible demon, as an invisible servant gets excised from the earth for now.
It was poisoned. This man has attempted to poison us.
You would all see, you've seen when a when a droplet of water hits like a lake and it ripples. You see that, and then you see a one of these clams and a mussel come out, and then just disappear. And then on the next plate, where all these kebabs, one of them gets lifted up, turned 180 degrees, and just disappears for a moment before the wooden stick comes back out and put on the table. As Eldara, the Emerald Dragon, just stares and goes, I didn't know that the Amethyst Dragon had such absurd behaviors at the dinner table. Or lunch table, I guess. Perplexing for some that hold themselves as the highest of dragons.
They deal with the weave often, and as we all know, that can have certain adverse effects on the mind when you delve as deeply as our young Azura here.
Why even call it the weave, though? We all other call it magic. Is it not easier to say it that way?
Yes, but you must understand someone with such an intricate knowledge of magic as Azura here might be able to understand it better than those of us who merely use it.
This is God. This is me.
He is doing what we at the Brotherhood call the popo.
The topaz dragon scoots his seat in and pulls out a notebook and begins writing down in the notebook.
Yes. Eldara, you see there is a pecking order. There is... Hold on, don't make me. There is the amethyst, and then there is Kami, and then there is the dirt, the worms inside of the dirt, and then way down here is the rest of us. This is why they are able to detect certain. What is the word? What is a non-noble called?
Do you mean a civilian?
The peasantry. Their mannerisms. It is what elevates Amethyst beyond all of us. Is their ability to warp reality, including their own reality. You see, with deep doubts comes deep wisdom. Whereas with small doubts comes small wisdom. As in the amount that he doubts himself is minuscule. Thus his wisdom is minuscule.
Quite right. I understand now. Doesn't mean I like it, but nonetheless, I suppose it works.
I wish to announce to the table that everything is poison-free. We have survived another day, and also my servant is now named Franklin. Thank you, Franklin.
Perfect. Perfect.
Do we discuss
business here at the dinner table, or shall we simply enjoy before moving over to the true council chambers?
The Topaz Dragon speaks. Have you seen the council chambers? I'd feel wrong discussing business in there. It feels too rich for my blood, frankly. But I would say it would be a rather boring time at the table if we were not to discuss business. I've seen you, Cyril, before, but I've not seen these three to my left. Eldara I've met once. Perhaps introductions are in order.
Is this the Emerald Dragonborn?
No, that's Topaz Dragon.
Oh, got you.
He is sitting right next to you.
Wait, Eldara's not
Eldara,
or is
no,
the Topaz?
Eldara is down here. She is the Emerald Dragon.
Gotcha. Sorry, I got those two mixed up. Okay.
I am Tavor the Topaz. I have studied many infernal things to hope to understand the weakness of our creator's other half, if you will. Delves are quite perplexing, but interesting nonetheless. It's not so much magic as it is beyond magic. It's like math and then the next level of math. And Azura here might be a great wizard, whatever he is, but powers pale in comparison to what you can get from reading upon the divine pacts of ancient eons gone by. It's really amazing stuff if you get interested into it. I would love to show you sometime.
I assume he was saying that to Cyril.
No, I was introducing myself and my background. I'm more of a researcher, if you would.
Wonderful. It sounds like you have a wealth of information to glean. Well, I am Brother Obsidian. I suppose I am what you would consider the shadowed infiltrator. I've made my bones since we've talked about bones at subterfuge. But in my old age, I feel they have put me in the office chair, so to speak. I don't really do much in the way of field ops anymore, unless I have to. That is. Cyril, why don't you introduce yourself to our friends? Eldon and Thomas?
He looks at the Topaz.
Not Thomas.
I apologize.
That's the name I would expect from a yellow dragon, if anyone.
Apologies, many. This is Topher.
Hello, Topher.
We've...
The light be with you.
Yes, we've met before a few times.
Yes, good soup.
I've not...
Someone's pass me a spicy satay.
As Cyril is talking about satay, behind you, Obsidian, you would have a bowl placed in front of you of this. It looks like the main bowl of soup, but yours looks like it might just mush all together, kind of.
Oh dear God!
I brought your...
It was a false.
Sorry. Didn't mean to spook you. I brought your soup and your cup of hot tea, made it as hot as possible with the lemon wedge on the side.
Yes. Hot water. Hot
water. Yes.
Right?
No tea yet, but I assume it's for tea later. So.
Perfect. Perfect. Remember, if you can't live longer, live deeper. Thank you. Your name was Remus?
No, I am. She, unlike the green chromatic dragon, she does like a deep flourishing bow before you all. And I am Neves. I am the apprentice chef to him. I bring forth the culinary side of the blue dragons to his overall experience.
Wow. You grace us with your presence, and I look forward to your teal fusions. Thank you. Blue and green make teal.
I assumed you were going for that, yes. I look forward to working for all of you. Back to work, she says before scampering back off into the kitchen.
Oh, it's so hot. Oh, nice and mushy and gray. Perfect.
Cyril, or Cyril, whatever your name. You didn't finish introducing yourself, I don't think.
I kind of slide my plate forward and stand up.
My name is Cyril Dovahkiin. I will be accompanying this group of fine adventurers on my own personal clergy, but in aid of Aurorastra and where am I? Yes, okay, I'm back. Yes, hello.
Yes, you, Cyril, were introducing us to yourself.
Yes. I am a man of the light, and I will be keeping a safe and in healthy condition.
Kind of squints his eyes and yes.
What about you? Sapphire Dragon?
Oh, I'm Sylvan. I am just a songstress, really, of my people. Sapphire Dragon, make songs, keep people happy. It's kind of what I'm here to do. I still overcome with emotions about being selected for this. I didn't think I was worthy of the job. So it's kind of taking me out of place right now. I'm a bit lost for words, if you will.
Well, you should always remember, good men and women must die, but death cannot kill their names. It is the bard's song which gives us immortality. Yes? I look forward to sending you into towns ahead of us to proclaim our arrival. Zhuzh them up. Zhuzh them up a bit.
Yeah, of course. I guess that'd be great. Never done anything like this before, so it's gonna be new.
Ooh, here's some good info. Jot this down. Azura, why don't you regale us with tales of your good deeds?
My name is Azura, Amethyst. I was born of a small clutch of eggs during a purple thunderstorm like most amethysts are. You see, my mother, ever the dominant dragon, only wanted female dragons, and I was born a sickly male. Called me Azura, as a constant reminder of my shortcomings. You see, while my bones never hardened, my spirit did. I learned the best of things to do was to crush your enemies, to grind their bones into dust and make them wish they would never been born. So I learned the weave, I learned magic, and I learned to twist my enemies. I became known as...
But wait, are those not breasts on your chest? You said you identify as a man.
No breasts, neither do any of our kind.
Can't get over the bones.
For I became known as Azura, the seer of the veil. For I seared the veil into the death of my enemies.
The Emerald Dragon looks to you and... What enemies, if I may know?
Exactly.
No,
my bones never hardened. My spirit did. Oh my god, that was so good.
No, I mean...
He just looks up and goes, what?
Oh my god.
No, I mean, have you actually fought people before? Other dragons, I'm assuming?
Yes. But you won't ever read about it.
This is how most of the city people, the city dragons live, with blood shedding and such.
I don't know how most dragons live, but I know the sound they make when they die.
I was raised in a house. That had creaky floorboards, and if you made the board creak, you were whipped on the bottoms of your feet until you learned otherwise. So I can understand that rearing.
Penis.
Oh. Why didn't you just tuck your cloaca back in?
Yes, it did.
Well, on to business. Before this gets too graphic and I lose my appetite. Appetite. No, it's mine. Get away.
Is my soup poisoned, by the way?
I don't know. Did my servant die?
He didn't get any of mine. Mine came out after he.
You don't feel poisoned right now, is all I'll say.
Perfect.
Yeah, so great act to follow up, I guess. I'm Eldara, druid of the forest. I've always seen the temple from afar, but we were never allowed to swim the lake near here, so I kept to the forest of the shores. I've never lived in a house or hurt others. We've learned to respect all life as if it's equal. Some of it's used for sustenance, sure, but I prefer not to. Although that does hurt sometimes, but that's it.
Did you say that there was a lake nearby?
Yes, Oh, wait, you didn't travel down the bridge. That's right. Yes, we're surrounded by a lake. We're on an island inside of... I mean, if you take in the cartographic maps that the Azure dragons, the Amethyst dragons once did, then we're on an island inside of an island, which is rather amusing.
How fortuitous. Swimming is my favorite pastime, if anyone wants to see how skilled at it I am. Whenever.
You know what mine is?
No.
What is it?
So you mentioned bones earlier about how they didn't harden. Mayhaps I could help with that. Squishy bones is a poor adventuring quality. But I could see if I could help constitute yourself.
Well, actually, I have used magic to make myself stronger.
Oh, I see.
I've even picked a class that was not recommended. It is of the old ways of the sword. So that I can sit there and get really deep in there, while I crush them.
Yes, fantastic. Well.
It's like I planted my festering seed into the weave, and it birthed a boy of vengeance and of sword and steel.
Are you saying you are your own father?
Oh, I'm saying like my magic is my own children.
They gave birth into a magic pouch.
Yes. I birthed my blade singing style of magic.
You are the creator. You are the creator of blade singing. Wow. That is phenomenal. You started your own sect of wizardry.
Well, but the spirit was strong.
I am quite satiated on these crunchy noodles in this bowl, and the hot chicken satay was very pleasant. I am ready.
Do the rest of you still have teeth?
Oh yes. Mine grow back every time I break them out, somewhat like a shark. But they come back in strange shapes. Sometimes they're pointy, sometimes it's the back of the tooth, and sometimes it's a ball. You have balls. Those are the lucky ones.
He's got like 3 balls in a row.
I am ready to begin our mission.
I think we were going to discuss business.
Oh, were we?
I mean, I did say it would be rather boring if we just ate and listened to Obsidian over here just slurp his soup. Kind of. Yes. Or hear the avid lies of our amethyst brother over here. But I've met other blade singers, so you are not the first nor the last.
These are lies.
Either way, I would wish that you don't defile magic with your seed, as you said. Rather perturbing idea to think of, quite frankly.
You could wish that if you were of a time magic.
Oh, so you know time magic, hmm?
No, I didn't say that. I said you could have stopped me if you knew time magic.
They say that chronergy is the most powerful form of magic.
Right before friendship. Yes, exactly. That's what I heard as well.
I heard it was family that beats all magic.
Yes, but that's more of a strength thing.
Family.
Yes. As the wise diamond dragon once said, family. Family.
Yes,
family, of course.
Wise word.
I feel like that should be a rule of the council.
Our first
chalk that one up. Yes.
Yes.
But let's give no direction on what it means. Simply put, family. Rule number 11.
One day they will look upon this day and go, what in the hell were they thinking? And even we won't know truly, but a tale nonetheless.
Some say we will never learn all 34 rules of Aurorastra. But when we do, we will enlighten ourselves to the highest form.
Something about furries. This has been.
I believe they're called scales, brother.
Yes, of course. Have we seen many people dressing up in the skins of arcane simply for pageantry and fornication? We should burn them all. That's all I'm saying.
2 acts in one day. We're making a breaking record for the council, I'll say. Burn all who dress themselves as dragons, and family, 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 family. Strong acts to begin with. It'll be hard to follow up this day for any council, frankly.
Well, what's the newest news from the lands? Anything that our council can help to mete out justice for.
I mean, we just had lunch. Other than that, I've not gone back to my village or people, really, so I have no news.
Oh, we're all finished. Brenton, could I get a box for my soup to go? Well, while he is getting the box for my soup, I find it odd that we haven't actually entered the actual council chambers yet.
Oh, I've already looked in there. As I said.
Oh, is it beautiful?
Oh, it's too rich for my blood, I feel. The Amethyst one, you might feel more at home there, but...
Well, good. I wonder then, should we call this a day and have a nap? Or do we find something that we can filibuster over for several days?
A spirited argument is always a good one. I think there's many things that me and Azura over there could argue over. But if you must nap, then nap, I say.
My guy falls asleep. Truly falls asleep.
Does he normally do that?
Yes, and I like to watch.
Mm-hmm. He watches all the time. It's only weird if you make it weird.
17th rule of Aurorastra, and may the light bless us.
You're creepy.
Well, his body moves on its own sometimes. So if we go to the other room, I'm sure he will follow.
Oh, he sleepwalks. Perplexing.
Yes.
I thought only those infused with demons could do such things.
He doesn't.
I've heard a tale of him fighting off bandits while he was asleep in nothing more than his nightgown and his staff.
Oh.
Not the one leaning against the table.
As
Franklin, help brother Obsidian follow us. Thank you, Franklin.
I want you to keep in mind that your guy has a strength of 2.
Yes, help him, Franklin. Help him.
Push him all the way there.
Obsidian, your chair tries to move, but it does not budge. As you can see, the tile floor in this area is immaculate, quite frankly.
I love the color. If I lay down and think hard enough, you won't be able to see me.
You can see that on the I guess it would be north. On the north side, on the north wall, is this like massive stained glass window that shows the different colors splitting off, this different colored gemstones and different metals inlaid into the stain work itself to show off once again coming from the diamond itself. As I said, too rich for my blood. If there's wine here, I'd decline it, quite frankly. Not used to amethyst privileges, as they say.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now what will we discuss? I have fed and cleaned my soiled linens, and I am ready to adventure by the lights prevailing my path.
What do we usually discuss here? Maybe we should invent some new laws?
I mean, it's our first day, and we just passed the Family Act, and the...
You know what would be funny? If we banned soup, so the Obsidian can no longer have it.
No, that would limit his eating options. It'd be quite a shame. Obsidian, as you're sleeping, perhaps you feel like a nudge and then like a gripping hand, like trying to shake you awake.
Well, they're all gone then. Perfect. Yes, Eldara.
Yes, they're in the other room. I think they want to discuss.
And I need you now.
I think they're discussing business in the other room, but you fell asleep quite suddenly. I wanted to make sure you were all right. It'd be a shame to have a council member die on the first day of the job.
Oh, of course. I understand. You know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, and I assumed that if something jarring like that were to happen, they would immediately get up and walk away. I'm glad I was right. I've been faking it the whole time.
Oh. I mean, to be fair, it's a little rude, but not too bad. So, good on you, I say.
Better to light a candle than curse the darkness. So, where is my box for my soup?
I think he is still trying to find a box.
I will join when I get my soup box. I wish to take this on the road, or wherever my journey takes me next. This soup is very good, perfectly cooked to where I can eat mollusk shells.
Eventually he comes over and he goes, I don't have a box, but,
Here's a paper bag.
I found this giant can of 4 Loco sauce. Yes, we don't have boxes here, but I do have a giant cup. You could take it in, perhaps.
Oh, yes, perfect. Thank you.
And then you could just sip it like it were tea or something.
Good. I like that. That's a good idea, Brendan. You are marvelous with your culinary skills.
I've seen it all, sir. You're not the oldest council member I've worked with before.
That reminds me of a time where I found myself waking up surrounded by bandits, and my 5th arm had done all of the dirty work for me. I was quite amazed. I am equally as amazed by your prowess in the kitchen. Thank you.
5th arm?
Yes. You see, I don't use it for procreation. I have taken a vow of abstinence, but instead I use it as an extra appendage from which to strike my foes. I hit people with my penis sometimes in my sleep. I didn't actually say that part, but it was funny in my head.
I promise not to use my 5th arm in the kitchen.
Well, whatever gets the job done.
As he walks off, he just mutters to himself.
Well,
and then he just takes the big bowl, and you just hear that sloppy pouring into the oversized mug. Takes his wooden spoon, kind of scrapes out the rest.
Wow, he even eyeballed the perfect volume. Well, I suppose we should probably get business underway. Hey, Eldora?
Yes, I have learned things today that I do not know if I wish to learn, but yes.
How old are you, Eldora?
Oh, I'm 200 years old.
Ah, yes, of course. I remember my second century.
As he gets up, having not touched the cup of hot water with a lemon at all.
Yeah, at all, yeah.
And just,
there are many oddities in life. You will find yours.
I hope they aren't as odd as yours, sir.
Some will be worse.
Slow.
What? Slowly
wait for my Odin bones to sit down.
As you guys are all discussing,
my camera layout is messed up again. God damn it!
You see Obsidian walk in and sets the cup down, leans his staff against the table.
I'm going to assume that eventually you're going to turn into a Yoda once combat starts.
Turns the chair, sits down, and you just hear that. Yeah, you just hear that.
I hope I didn't scrape up the tiles too badly.
Business. Perfect. What were we discussing?
Yes, what were we discussing? Dovahkiin?
I was just showing you my hand-drawn sketches of the bathing suits I was showing everyone.
wanted us to ban soup.
Yes, we have also talked about that.
And kind of folds up his little.
Me and Dovahkiin were against it.
Of course, soup is the best. We just had those crunchy noodles in soup, and it was incredible.
But everyone else is out to get you, Obsidian.
Sylvan raises her hand. I don't know if it's out of turn for me to speak about this, but a lot of the fishing villages only eat soup because that's what's available to them. Well, that and, fried fish and such, but that's a delicacy, really, amongst them. If we ban soup, a majority of my people would be out of food. Are we willing to provide food from the other dragons for them?
I must ask that you refrain from randomly and very quickly raising a hand, for this is how you cast spells. I almost blasted you.
You cast spells by raising your hand?
Yes, it is a sign of aggression. I ask that we all remain friends and calm.
She slowly lowers her hand.
And soup together.
As I said, if we're to ban soup,
the talking stick.
Please, continue.
If we are to ban soup, then, like I said, a majority of my people would be out of their normal food. And since we provide much of our fish for the other dragons, would the other dragons be willing to divest of some of their food portions and wheat and such to my people? Or are we just thinking of the amethyst only here?
All right, fine. We'll make a list of pros and cons of soup banning.
Pros, my people can't eat. My people can eat with soup. Cons, my people can't.
Let's not get too hasty. Certainly, Azura would never actually wish to ban the creation of soups from your people.
I would not. I only wanted a step plan to better tax soup.
We would never tax each other's people whom we are not actually in charge of. That would go against every treaty and truce that we have in place to create this council.
Obsidian is knowledgeable beyond me. He is right. We need new treaties, ones that give us more control. I have said this many times, and I am glad that Obsidian finally agrees.
Speaking of which, how fares the fishing villages in your area? Are they fruitful?
This year, I believe we're on count to meet record tides, but I don't think we'll have much more stockpile. It seems our fishing routes are getting lessened by something. I don't know what. But I sent a word out to some other amethyst researchers to come out and observe, and perhaps they could see if there was any undoing going about. But other than that, last I checked, we're all good on that front.
Good. Well, perhaps if there's no other business, then we could investigate why it is that your fishing routes are being removed from the list of available income.
Well, it's not that they're removed from the income. It's just, it seems that perhaps the breeding grounds aren't as fertile this year. But this is the 13th year where we've been getting declining returns, and wherever else we look, it's seeming the same. I don't know if it's overpopulation or what, but we just aren't making enough to keep our villages sustainable without the supplementary income from the druids of the forest helping us with meat reserves.
In the face of adversity, perhaps we could lend some power. I can't speak for the others of the council, but perhaps I could talk to the rest of the Onyx boards and see if we could grant you aid. Of course, it would be repaid after the breeding grounds are repopulated. But that is at a later time when it's far more critical and we have to make a snap decision. Is there anything in the now that is an emergency?
Not from my end, no. I have Knox, the one of my friends that works under me. He's currently going about the villages to see if there's anything we can directly do to help them, but that was before I got called to the Diamond Dragon, so I have not heard back from him yet. Before day's end, I'll go back to my village and see if he's there. If he is, then we can discuss further, and perhaps by tomorrow or next week we could have something in place, a solid plan to do something with.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this table just like a flat, smooth table? Is there anything on this table, like any objects, any like
other than
anything to potentially interact with?
Other than the stained light, like there's other than the light from the stained glass window reflecting in, there's nothing on the table itself. Like there's some, as with most things that the Topaz Dragons make, there are like designs carved into the wood, but those have been lacquered over, so it's completely smooth. But there's no like writing utensils here or anything like that.
Well. So one thing to add to the docket is trying to figure out a solution for the rampant depopulation of the fishing pool for the topaz. Esmeralda, is there anything that you have on the docket from you're not green, you're emerald dragons?
It's Eldara, sir, but no. Frankly, everything looks fine from when I last looked about. I haven't communed with the smaller villages in my area yet, but again, that's something I can do as well.
All right. What about you, Amethyst?
What was the question?
Is there anything in your homeland that requires our immediate action? Any sort of thing we could consider like a important quest?
The purple lightning seems to cook our food just fine.
All right. Cyril. Cyril.
Would you like me to explain?
No. But Cyril.
Yes.
How fares your people? The glass dragons?
Close. Crystal by nature, which resembles glass. I think I like glass the most.
Yes, of course. Anything troubling your people?
Only that there has been an uprise of populations of these reavers. I've can't remember what they call themselves. The
ones from space.
they're not. No one's from space. You can't live in space.
That's true.
But there's some Reaver clan that is attacking and doing harmful pranks upon villagers, tying goats' legs together and snapping the goats' legs off and bleeding them and all sorts of terrible.
Are they making bones to read?
That could be their plan.
I suppose then is what is something we can all be doing right now?
The topaz dragon looks at Cyril and then goes, I didn't know that your people farmed goats out where you train, but perplexing. I think it might be best if we dissipate and check in with our people and then reconvene in perhaps a week or so and then begin farming solutions together. We are supposed to be a unity. We are nothing if not with our people, finding out what is the plight of them. Yes?
Agreed. Well, let's go to Mount Doom.
Do you mean Ember Peak Volcano? And the Ashford Mine.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I was told it was called. Unless they've renamed it.
Ember Peak.
But what about your people? Are there any problems with the mines, or will my people have enough materials this year to make new equipment for the needy people, as it were?
Here comes the big C. Yes, well, we've had several reports of mine cave-ins, but luckily for us, it only affects the black dragons. Luckily, no one important has been harmed.
Terrible.
Fantasy racism, baby, yeah.
All my last knowledge, business as usual. I don't believe there will be any hitches or hang-ups to worry about, but I am not at the forefront of the information. I have a full tummy, you see.
Then I do think that our best move at this point would be to reconvene and figure out what the plight of our people is, and then bring it back under one roof sometime soon, and properly acquiesce the situation together. Assess, acknowledge, atone. Or a fix in this situation, I guess.
Excellent. Well, what say the rest of the council? Shall we split up and find out what's going on, or shall we try our hardest to pass these new laws of family and argue over soup bannings?
I feel that the congruent force of all of our collected nations together, moving in a singular purpose, might have more of a sympathetic bind towards the peoples of each area once they hear that we are all moving around in tow together. Maybe that would solve problems quicker.
Agreed.
And all I can think about is that if people die in the council, does that make the survivors even more powerful?
No. They are simply replaced. As we are replacing those before us.
When previous council members died, either the council was dissipated, or the metallic or chromatic dragon would take over for the roles of the missing gemstone dragonborn. Last I heard, I think the last time that happened was 4 councils ago or so? Not sure. Been a while since I brushed up on my reading of the council itself. Didn't think I'd be here, so I didn't feel it was needed to be said.
Of course. Well, all right. Us three, eldest, and you, four, you three, shall go our ways and reconvene. I assume we can all communicate with each other. So if somebody finds something important, perhaps we meet up and make a decision.
I can always send Franklin. He loves a nice long travel that he doesn't know if he'll come back or not.
If you send that little gremlin who dipped his hands into our soup, then I will be sure to execute him.
That is fine.
But I do think perhaps splitting up and going as a group of 3 to each nation's people might be a good way to... how would you say it? To cement the idea of unionship here.
All right. Well, council adjourned. And I'm going to take my staff and
Order in the court,
and then
please.
proceed to use it to try to pull myself
I
up.
also attack the
and then
table.
I'm attacking the tile floor.
I'm going to put a big old
quarterstaff on top of the table.
You shall not
I'm way too weak for
leak.
that. Exactly.
Cyril, Azura.
Yes,
Shall we investigate? Find some problems where perhaps there are or aren't some.
Yes, please, Obsidian. Let Franklin help you.
No. He's weird. I don't like him. So close to me.
He only has
why
a
is he
strength
always
of
touching
2.
me?
He does that.
He keeps touching my tail. I don't like it very
We're
much.
closed this time, Obsidian. Don't worry.
His hands are everywhere. So, what does anybody have?
I'm gonna go jump in my teleporter and see where it takes me. Goodbye.
Oh, what a wonderful idea.
I'll jump in my teleporter. Or maybe your teleporter.
Let's go and plot. plot behind their backs of doing good for the country.
If I don't do something, I'm quite literally going to fall asleep sitting here.
You want me to fall asleep? Okay.
I'm gonna approach the teleport circle over here in the corner. Does it have the same like book pedestal?
Yeah, it has the same book pedestal with like a number of locations.
Okay.
This
Could I see the world map again while you're describing?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Thank you, Dragon Daddy.
Call me that, please.
It's the dragon map.
As you can see the great map. So you are all currently here in the center island. The first page is to places like the mainstay elements, the mainstay like cities of each country. So you have the Amethyst city to the north, Obsidian to the west. The Emerald city to the west as well, and then to the east you have the Topaz, Sapphire, and the Crystal dragons over here.
Sorry. I thought I was muted. Whoops.
Well, Cyril. Shall we investigate something in your neck of the woods? I worry that will be cooked from all of the purple lightning in the amethyst, and I don't know if you will survive a trip through the Onyx lands.
The purple lightning kills all the birds, and that's what we eat.
You see?
Let me host you to my lands. Lands are very fortunate and hospitable. We are all great swimmers.
Wonderful. Where is that on this knowledge that I have of the world? Who's driving this car?
What is an automobile? Oh,
Right here. Let faith guide my finger, Mr. DD.
Mr. Dragon Master.
Dragon Daddy, guide my hand.
Please, Dragon. Asher Roth,
I'm assuming you're rolling insight to find out. What?
He wants to take us to his home, and we're trying to fix a problem somewhere. Is it down here in the
the southeast one. Yeah.
I don't. Sorry, back pain. Such as proclaimed.
Oh, I think that was an orgasm. God. So, Cyril, are you going to take him to Haven, your city that you reside at?
Yeah, sure.
As you find the teleportation rune for Haven, and give me, are you good with Arcana?
Yes, very good.
So good.
I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric after
you're
all.
The Arcana of all Arcanas. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check to properly draw out the symbol you see before. Hey, that's not bad.
Holy shit, not bad.
You draw out the proper proper rune on.
Next time I might help you.
You draw out the proper sigil on this teleportation pad. As after a moment, the rune begins to glow before the entire pad begins to glow white. Are you all going to step on at once or one at a time?
I will be traveling with him.
And I.
1, 2, 3. Yippee!
Hopefully we turn into one being. An amalgamate of legs and arms.
I hope I'm the middle head, so I don't have any arms. And when you guys touch yourselves,
the king Ghidorah of
Can my head replace
gemstone
the
dragons.
penis?
Jesus Christ. You appear in what you would know as the Sanctum of Judges, in like this large room. You see before you the silver dragon and the white dragon that may have been friends to you growing up, but now serve under you. Argentia, the silver dragon, is a male, and Aurora, the white dragon that serves under you as the judge of the white dragons, she is female. As they hear this teleportation, you said that you're all moving at once together on the teleportation pad. They look behind them to where you guys are standing, and almost immediately, you would see the silver dragonborn paladin like stand to go to one knee with his sword out as Aurora makes like a diamond shape with their hands and bows her head.
Oh no!
Enough with the formalities.
Rise, we're
here to solve the problem of the Reavers. Where was the last sighting?
The Reavers, sir.
Yes, I've heard rumors of pranks and plagues and slaughtered animals about the farms and
when you sent us to go find out about these Reavers.
Speak up, boy.
Whoa!
Please. Azura. This is not the custom of this place. Plus, these are pure whites.
What?
We should speak to them.
I should have just killed off all the chromatic dragonborn, quite frankly. I'm realizing now that was my mistake.
Of respect.
You fucked up.
Ah, yes, the yellow dragonborn, my favorite. I can't wait to make funny jokes about math with them.
It was only 2 hours ago that I asked about racism, and I was given my answer.
Yeah, but even to you, the white dragons aren't here. They're like low bloods. Let's be honest.
These dingy dud bloods.
These trailer. They call them trailer parks in the old world. Oh.
That one's got a spotted freckle. Fucking burn him.
Understand. Not all places revere their lesser kin as peasantry.
I Purell my scaly hands.
I mean, at least he got my gender right. So when you sent us to find out more about these Reavers, we didn't have much to go on except for children's rumors of evil elves that would come after you. And, well, frankly, we couldn't find anything about them. Sir.
What is an elf?
They are bedtime stories meant to make our children sleep quicker.
Yes, the elves are barbaric, quite frankly. According to the bedtime stories, but who even knows if they're true?
That's terrifying.
Yes, I mean, if you heard the tales my mother told me, you would be astonished.
Accent makes it hard to understand what he's saying. I'm just going to nod.
I believe he's trying to be stealthy.
Kind is usually slithery like that.
I believe Azura is trying to be stealthy and not allow these dud bloods to hear us.
Yes.
If I whisper, they won't hear me.
Dirt in their blood blocks their ears.
So we have found that the Reavers are actually just figments of storytelling meant to keep children from doing things too dangerously.
I've sent I know it was without your order, sir, but I sent the traineeship to investigate the nearby islands just to make sure there was no encampments on them. And we've not heard of any encampments, at least if there were, they're not there anymore. So I am afraid unfortunately, that the Reavers are still just, well, a children's tale, sir.
How many of the quiet dragons have you sent to investigate the dragon claw fairy?
Please be patient with him. You understand he is an amethyst.
Yes, I've not met one before, not allowed the privilege. We sent a battalion of the finest judges out there to make sure there was no one there, and they don't miss a detail, sir. You know this. So there seemed to be nothing. We checked the trainee grounds, and there seemed to be nothing there either.
Did you check the dragon pole?
It's a code. It must be a code. The signs, the rumors, all of the things coalescing together, the disappearance at once we move force towards them. I've got it. We must take a small force and pursue.
Aurora looks at you. It's not my place to speak up, sir, but the disappearance? We've heard of nothing of the sort. All of our towns are population numbers check out. In fact, one of them has raised.
But all of the pranks and plagues.
What?
I have never not caught a lie. But the man told me that there was pranks and plagues. I must see to the end of this.
Certainly, the judge known as Dread would have handled any situation. He is.
That's Dread. And executioner, ruthless and trusting.
To be fair,
You guys get to do the jokes and mine are ignored.
because you cut everyone off? Question mark?
It is called role-playing.
Yes.
To be fair,
my favorite defense. I poop on the floor. It's roleplay.
To be fair, the battalion was led by Judge Dredd, and he would have executed if there were any foreigners on there, and there were not. So
foreigners.
That's a much better
word than what we used to call them. Well,
knife-eared bastards.
I believe we have come here for no reason. But it is very good to see both of you. Are you doing well?
Yes. We're loading up the this year's third batch of trainees to the ice fields to see if they can complete the ritual. If they can, then we have another set of judges waiting for coronation under you.
Oh, very good. Remind them to drink their marsupial milk and stay strong. It is a cold wind out there.
Yes, sir.
Azura, does this mean you also have knaves that follow your will in your homelands?
They died out.
You don't have metallic or chromatic followers as well?
Oh, servants. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, we do.
Oh. What are the names of your two officers?
They are.
Do you want me to make them up, or do you want me to grab them?
Oh, if you have them, I was just gonna name them after dogs.
One is Dashhound, and the other one is named Doberman. Yeah.
One of them is don't kill him.
And the other one is please kill me. The red dragon under your name is Ignatius, and the bronze dragon that works underneath you is called Aurum. Both of them are male.
Ignat and Aura.
By the way, if you don't want to call me Brother Obsidian, just simply refer to me as Sid.
I actually like
Call me
calling
Sid
your brother
Meier.
Obsidian because it makes me feel close to someone.
Well, Cyril, if you could, what is the training that you put your judges through? I find it fascinating that you have an ice field that you send them into. You are also muted.
Cyril.
Yes, I forgot. I was inner monologuing. Wait, I forgot. We can do this, and I telepathically link. It is and I don't know if I could do this, but I show like subtle images, maybe, of like what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it's telepathy. So I
Of,
imagine
like,
you can send it's not like moving pictures, but it's
very rudimentary.
It's like snapshots.
Little Dragonborn person in an ice field, and like things are moving around as it's like trying to get through the end of this thing.
Oh, it's like an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Perfect.
Yes.
So
the ice moves in chaotic ways, and if one is not perseverant and perceptive, they will be crushed and impaled and frozen in the ice, and then the next batch of people will see them trapped in there forever. If they can make it through that, and then fight each other at the end, the ones that are the most valiant become Lord Supreme, judges of the land.
Wow. That is wildly different from the things that we do. This is so interesting to learn about your people. And at the end there's a hot spring. We all go swimming. Warm the bones. Makes more sense now. Well, how do I put this? There seems to be nothing here for us, correct?
That seems to be very apparent, unless if we wanted to push forward and do our own investigations. My old eyes are still quite perceptive.
What's the silver dragon's name again?
Argentia. I apologize for speaking out of step with Cyril here. But is there any needs that your ear might have of the people of your lands?
Of the silver dragons, nothing to concern yourself with. Small judgments that are being handled by the kin under my watch, but other than that, not really. The new trainees are preparing to board the ship to go to the ice fields. But other than that, there's not much that we have to worry about here.
What about rumors? Have you heard rumors from other lands, from aboard vessels? Was there any problems afoot?
The only rumor that we have heard was that the Amethyst Dragons once sent out a boat about 2 years ago, but we've not heard any news about their return. So other than that,
back our boat.
There's been nothing.
And you, Ari?
Aurora, sir.
Oh, apologies. Rora Nora Zorro. What of the whites? The whites.
I thought my bronze dragon was named Aurora.
Yours is Orin.
I mean, what need do we have to complain? We are allowed to be trained as judges. I think there is nothing that my people could complain about right now.
I thought your kind was insane.
Well, you might be thinking of dragons, not necessarily dragonborn.
What is insanity? She says as she holds a knife to her own throat. I got myself. Oh God!
Got myself first.
He's got me hostage. Please save me, guys. Fuck! She does this every time. Well, God damn it!
It is nice living in a utopia, but perhaps someone's opening a door.
Oh, that's probably just the judges downstairs.
Loud doors, no sneaking about.
Well, perhaps we should visit. Please go ahead, Azura.
You have a field of ice. We could melt that.
would be the point of melting the ice, though? The mountains around it would just freeze the rain from next year. It would do the same thing again. But not to question your judgment, sir, and not to speak out of turn, but without that, the test of judgment becomes not a test at all.
Okay,
Frankly.
keep your deathlands. That's fine.
The ice
holds
many sacred treats and treasures locked within. This land is very prosperous. One must venture forth to claim. You gotta grab it. You gotta grab it with your hands through the ice. You gotta break the ice.
Much wisdom. Much wisdom.
Gotta grab it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I just think sometimes these religious zeals hold our society back from progressing forward.
I often have wondered why it is that people place faith in a higher being. But that is for a later date.
It's... Forgive me for speaking out of turn again, Cyril, but
You know I don't.
You can do whatever you want.
As
long as you don't blow me off again on Thursday for our swimming lessons.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. My mom was very sick, I promise you.
Oh, I should have come over in my swimsuit and cured her, and then we could have gone swimming together.
Oh, no. That would be too much.
Just
You don't
the
need...
three of us. Ooh, how wonderful.
But when the reason why our faith is so strong is when you're in what seems to be everlasting field of ice that has no horizon save for the mountains beyond your range. Faith is one thing that propels oneself to move forward. I imagine that the others treat Aurorastra just the same, do they not? What propels us forward if not the ideals that we one day will be able to come back to her arm, and what is not to hold us back except for the fear that the Ember Fiend is watching us at all times. In my moment of weakness, faith was there to keep me moving.
That's very good, Aurora. Everyone's faith is different. But it all serves the same purpose. A higher being will grant you powers to change in their name. May the light provide.
May the light provide, sir.
Oh, this is fascinating to watch. Does it do anything?
It does many things by her will.
I see. Well, mayhaps we travel to the wonderful amethyst worlds. Then maybe there is a quest for us there.
I would like to find a lightning bolt bird and eat it.
They're on the ground, dead.
Perfectly cooked, I've always heard rumored.
Do they look like rotisserie chickens after lightning strikes them?
Yes, like Acme.
This is phenomenal. I must see this.
Is there a teleportation circle?
You're all right in front of the teleportation circle.
Only man.
Dragon.
Okay, calm down, Andrew Ryan.
I am Andrew Ryan. You see,
does a dragon not deserve the farm from his field?
Chooses.
The Amethyst dragon would have you believe, no, we deserve it. While the Onyx dragon...
How is that you just recall that just off the fucking top?
Because it is such a great speech.
It is a good monologue, yeah.
Levels of Google searches, but you just knew it.
A man. What is it? A man is free. A slave obeys.
Okay. Hold on. Is there a page in the book that is the podium of this teleportation circle that can direct us to the Amethyst lands?
Yes. Are you trying to go for the city or the college?
I don't know. Looking at Azura. You're up, Buttercup. Where you want to go? That's you, Kyle. Azura.
Did you just say the Amethyst lands?
Yeah, so there's either...
He said, do you want to go to the college, the Wizarding College, or like the main city?
The college.
Okay. So, yeah, you would find the page that has the rune for Arcane Academy.
Where we keep knowledge in and ignorance out.
You keep ignorance out.
Are you going to draw the rune this time, Azura?
Draw the rune?
Yeah, the sigil inside the teleportation.
Are you any rune?
Yes.
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Swish. Swish, 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 swish.
Oh, it's a paintbrush.
Hello. There, perfect rune.
I meant roll Arcana, you motherfucker.
Guidance.
Oh, guidance. He's casting guidance. He's casting guidance on him.
I was letting the dog go potty, but I could hear everything. It ran over here.
Wow.
So you add me one out of 1d4 then. 18 plus 2 is 20.
You draw these runes as if you had made the ones in the book before. And again, it takes a second for like the sigil to fully light up before the teleportation pad glows. Are you gonna step on it one by one, or are you all gonna go as a group?
Oh, we're going as a group. I'm not very good.
While
drawing
I'm creating
runes.
it and stepping on it, I'm laughing manically.
Maniacally?
Manically.
No. Manically.
I am a manic laugher.
As opposed to depressively.
Yeah. I am not an oppressive dragon. Okay, calm down, Dexter.
Alright, I'm gonna go pee what he's got.
All right.
I'm
Break
getting
real quick.
Yeah, sure. I'm getting real tired of these fucking cameras keep breaking.
They keep breaking. Yeah, it happens.
Entire time. I'm gonna have to fix this before next session.
What I was able to do was to put a mask over it, or just like crop it, and then offset the crop to keep you in focus. Because it happened when we were playing Power World, and I had to make sure on my second screen that because sometimes it would just clip and then all of a sudden like half your face, so I'd have to like shift the focus down to make it so that way it would kind of like bring you back up. And then I tried to zoom out as much as possible because I don't understand why. I'll have to look into more like why the NDI does that, because it is kind of irritating.
I mean, it's going to it's really going to break it. And at this point, if the cameras aren't going to work, then we might just be using Discord, and that way we can have reactive PNGs, you know. But I'd rather have the cameras because hey, cool. Right. But yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if that's a problem of like because it's in the first degree of separation, like where it's your computer versus like if you had a streaming computer, or if it's the fact that it's fucking Skype. Like I wish I knew why. There's probably a reason why. You could probably Google it, and there's probably someone on Reddit who had the same exact fucking problem, and there's probably like 4 or 5 people who fixed it.
This week and next week is that, and then all right, now we're just waiting for Cal to get back.
I farted. All right, dude. Okay. Where is this fucking quest at?
Where are we going? Yeah, where are we going? What are we doing?
Right now, you're getting.
Where is that? Do we run our
heads into the wall?
So we gotta deal with the peeps. Figure out whether or not there's a spot in every. Oh boy, that means it's gonna be in Mount Doom. But it's gonna be there.
We should just go
We should
there.
just go there. Is the Ember volcano? Is that where my guys
Ember
are from?
Peak Volcano, and the Ember Peak Volcano is where the Obsidian City is. Ashforge Mine is where most of the steel dragons and the black dragons work. And then sometimes a temple or like rogues guilds will go in there and be like, we want to test out you guys for how well you blend in and stuff like that.
Okay. And then to the very north on that giant island, I assume that's where the Amethyst.
That is the green buildings are all of the Arcane Academy, and then that the big town is Sparth, which is the Amethyst town.
Okay.
Just checking my eggs while we're on break.
Uh-oh.
I should be getting.
Oh, I forgot Tekken 8 is out. Oh, god damn it!
You forgot what?
I forgot Tekken 8 was out this year.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Looks fun.
I played the demo. It was really good. It was fun to be.
Like a Tekken game. Looks like a Tekken game.
It was fun to be June and just beat the shit out of his son. I was like, fuck yeah, fuck little shit, eat my ass, eat my fucking foot.
I started to watch the chronological history of the Tekken series.
Oh my god, it's so great, isn't it?
It's so good. It's so good.
Yes.
I always forget that he threw. I remember the opening cinematic of the first Tekken movie where Heihachi actually is throwing him off the fucking cliff. But seeing it after so many years, I'm like, damn, dude. That's how they started the first game. Is just watching this fucking crazy bushy.
And the best part is when you when you beat the game as June, and then he just does the same thing to Heihachi, and then he looks to the camera and he has that really weird grin. He's like
I like the leap in logic of like, all right, so she's a devil. Maybe he is too.
Yeah.
Just full blown. Like, I can get another son. Like, what a Salem witch trial ass shit is that? Well, if he dies, then he was
exactly.
But if he doesn't die, then he is.
And then I have to kill him.
Damn, bro.
How do I kill him? Not with guns. With the fighting tournament, the king of Iron Fist.
The pinnacle of all martial arts. Yeah, seriously, right? Like the pinnacle of all martial arts. And you're just gonna fucking. There's no like pressure points or anything like that. Nah, it's just fucking. It's just fucking.
It is the funniest yet stupidest thing, and I love it so much because I'm just like, it makes sense that he trained a panda to just beat the shit out of people. Of course.
Yeah.
Right. I also love that they just have auto translators because in one cutscene they'll speak French, German, English, and like Italian, and they'll all understand each other. And I'm like, you all just have babblefishes in your ear? What the fuck is going on?
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, as long as you got a towel, you're safe, dude.
Kyle, you back?
Yes, sir.
All right. As you all step on the teleporter and
Big more.
You appear in Azura. You would know this room. This was like your primary living room for the longest time. As you appear in the Arcane Academy in the headmaster's room. There before you is the red dragon Ignatius writing down some formulas as the bronze dragon Aurum is starting to like write out these different runes and stuff. As they hear the teleporter, both turn around and immediately go to one knee with the arm above their chest as they wait for you to speak to them.
Ignatar and I have arrived. Bring the paralyzed and fizzled peasants for my compatriots. The birds.
That's not necessary.
Yes, of course, sir. The birds, right away. Did you want them cooked or just thunderstruck, sir?
Destroyed.
Got it. As Ignatius runs out of the room and soon comes back with just like this cage full of these, like, you can tell where they were hit by the lightning, but these birds that just seem to be like almost half cooked. Here's today's few alone, sir.
Please hold them up, Ignatius.
Of course.
Will I make the favored supper speech, as is customary?
He puts one of them on a plate and holds it up, and like he's holding communion water.
He turns to his companions, both Brother Obsidian and Cyril. This is but a mote of our power and our prestige, for we have survived where these noble birds have not, after our homeland was turned into a purple lightning nightmare of such magnitude that pure survival is the ultimate struggle. For we have conquered them, and we now eat them as they flew above us before, higher where we could not grab them. Look at them now. Look at them, Cyril. Look at them trapped in this cage. Look at them waiting for me to end them in my gullet.
Obsidian, as this is all being said to you, you just see the bronze dragon staring at you, going,
welcome to our lands. Thank you, Ignatius. You may put that away.
Yes, sir.
It was caught in the middle of a railroad track.
The sky railroad. How magnificent!
It looked round, and it knew there was no turning back. It was thunderstruck.
God damn it, fuck you.
Magnificent, Azura.
Anyway, sorry for suffering on platitudes, for these are my old and ingratious friends from my childhood, Ignatius and Aaron. For they were my chosen playmates, the only ones that survived the ordeal and have come out stronger and smarter on the other side.
How your personality has changed in your homelands. It has given you much power, I see.
Yes. But
Obsidian,
I don't have to put on those platitude with old and new friends.
Obsidian or Cyril, do you want to make perception checks as you look over the red and bronze dragon?
I'm not very good at that.
18.
You're proficient in that?
Yeah.
You would immediately notice that while he talks about his designated friends, they both have like, you know, the anime shackles that have like that have like the torn off chains. They both have shackles that you can, like, maybe Obsidian
they got the primate
barely
manacles.
sees them, but you are able to catch like metal glints coming off of the red dragon skin, and then you notice the same glints coming from the bronze dragon skin as you see these large shackles just clinging onto their hands. They might not be as friendly as they are subservient.
Oh, perfect.
So these are my friends. This is Cyril. Cyril, introduce yourself if you want.
Hello. I'm Cyril. No, I'm done.
And this is Brother Obsidian. He is old and he is very wise.
I'm amazed that you keep one of the red-skinned ones in your company. That is truly a telling of your power.
Yes, Aaron was rambunctious in our youth, but he has plied down in our later years.
I believe this one is Ignet, right?
Oh, right. They look so much alike, it is hard to tell them apart someday. Some say they are twins.
Oh, it's not bronze, copper. I'm sorry, but same thing. Carry on.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
But they both love me very much, so I respect them both.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sure you will both
live
live very long lives.
Yes, they both love me as
fruitful
if
as
I
well.
were a god.
There's that word again. God.
Anyways, what would you boys like to know about my land?
If there are any problems
Where's my land on this map?
that we can help solve.
That northern island that's desert,
Ooh.
that's your land. You would also know that the towers that are surrounding the coast, that's what electrocutes the birds. They generate like electrical storms around them and then shock birds so that the birds don't interrupt with research.
Jesus Christ.
I do randomly have upheaval problems.
Well, perhaps those closer to the dirt will have a keener ear for the needs of the people, right?
The dirt.
Um,
He looks over at the Aaron and Ignat. Dirt.
I think he means figuratively, sir.
The
May-
figurative dirt.
Are we opening all of the secrets or no, sir?
Secrets.
50-50.
Got it. Small ones. Got it. I mean,
Secrets, but leave them in the dark with the other half.
got it.
Like start saying we keep them in the cellar, and they say who. You don't say who.
Well, I see what you're saying. There is that vessel we were trying to find.
That is
Yes.
half. That is half.
So yes, there's a vessel we are looking for.
Yes. Very important vessel with many...
Yes.
Yes.
Important
Correct.
things on it.
Yes, exactly. Very astute of you, Master. Atop of that, it seems that some of our towers are going a bit faulty.
Yes, the death towers.
We were going to send some of the, Ignatius's kind towards them, but the other scholars refused to allow them to do basic repairs. So
You're at about 75% there.
well, so
not everything's a secret.
well, yes, no, this is quite open.
Yeah,
sir.
you should have saw us trying to hide the death towers.
Cyril. I believe we have found our quest.
But
good.
It would seem that
maybe we'll
currently
do that tomorrow.
the other scholars are, I don't wish to say bickering, but
We need
debating.
to cleanse the college.
Well, it's just the Amethyst dragons, sir. You know how they like to bicker with each other about which.
I cannot cleanse the amethyst.
You know how they like to debate about which clan should do which. So they're currently holding debates downstairs. If you hear any shouting, it's probably them.
As long as they don't send more assassins after me.
I have not heard of any assassins being sent at you.
I did not know of this either.
I heard a creaking behind me once. No doubt plots on my life.
It's okay. I told Shinobi to back off.
But did you tell Ryu from Ninja Gaiden to back off?
Sometimes I think Melvin's against me.
Agent 47, please hold off the hit for now.
It is a good thing that there are no double agents working within your ranks. I would know, being the chief infiltrator.
Yes, you would warn me.
Of course, we are friends who don't believe in gods. Perfect.
Other than that, it would seem that a large portion of Ignatius's kind have just disappeared for the moment. We're trying to ask around at the other houses if they have seen anything, but most of them have closed the doors to us.
So we have three things. We have Death Tower issues. We have the
vessel.
Universities, college issues, the missing
vessel, and disappearances of the red-skinned ones.
Disappearances of the unclean reds.
I wonder, did you perhaps give them land that they could call their own on this land? Like some sort of a reservation.
He looks over at his two men, Ignat and Aaron, their own land?
Both. We have our own towns that we live in.
During the course of this conversation, these shackled Dragonborn, do they seem to be withholding anything or excitedly telling something when they're giving this report?
Having been told that they can reveal half-truths about secrets, you know that they're withholding some stuff. You don't know exactly what.
Can I pinpoint with an insight check on one of the things that they brush by?
Yeah, sure. Give me that insight. Are you proficient with insight?
Yeah.
He is a judge.
9. It looked like a 17 for mine.
You can't tell exactly what they're brushing by, but the long pauses while Aurum was talking about the missing vessel makes it seem like it's a much bigger deal than either Azura or Aurum we're talking about. It seems like it's much bigger, and they kind of just like, oh yeah, that's a missing vessel over there. Other than that, both parties seem to be nervous, but you can't pinpoint why exactly.
Okay.
Well, I must say I am embarrassed with how smooth and clean Cyril runs his lands and all the issues in mine.
I think we have more than enough.
Not to step on any bones, sir, Ignacio speaks up, but
bones.
To be fair, the crystal dragons often hold themselves to more of a unity, while we like to keep division amongst our ranks to ensure competition produces the best results of all of our kin. That might be why more problems seem to arrive in ours, but also be resolved in ours as well. I'm pretty sure if we opened the judgment books, we would find that the problems in our lands have been innumerable, yet most of them solved by ourselves.
Yes, you speak with wise words, although out of turn.
But, oh, yes. Sorry, do forgive me, sir. I didn't mean to.
Yes. Well, we have come here after using a teleporter of very long range. I am but spent. I would like to gather our resources and tackle these issues, starting with, I don't know, whatever Cyril wants to start with. And we shall do that after a supper of some dead pheasants who flew above my head, which I did not like.
Did we not sup mere moments ago? Teleportation is instantaneous, and I still have this giant cup of soup. If you would like, you can have some of my soup. It goes down easy.
Road soup.
It's my favorite
kind.
It's my favorite kind.
Just not food then, but a way to us to gather our thoughts and plans.
I am willing to go wherever the light takes me, and that is wherever we will all go. So I am impartial.
I'm just trying to find a place to end the session.
Yeah,
if you would like,
I want to go there as I point in a direction.
Yes,
I
onwards.
suppose, since we've heard from two different nations of a missing vessel, that might be the best course of action.
To the sea.
It
I'm a great
might
swimmer.
also be related to the, what was her name, Tracy, the topaz, and her fishing things, considering the sea.
Ignatius, was the sea
But
flying or was the spaceship faring vessel? I'm sorry to cut you off there, Obsidian.
Please.
If I may speak out of turn, it was a seafaring vessel, sir, if you remember, and they did mention that they stopped off at let me pull up the notes here really quickly. As you see him go through a bunch of, it says that they stopped at Azure Tides, a hamlet to the east, for supplies and provisions before taking off.
Azure Tides.
I, Captain Morgan, my leg up. Azure Sea Tides we go, mateys.
Wow. He's also a pirate. He's so multifaceted. He's so multifaceted.
Would you like to draw the
Ignatius,
sigil?
I do expect you to punish yourself for speaking out of turn while we are gone.
Yes, sir, I will get the whip and have it be gotten upon me by a higher up. Sir.
Flagellation.
Yes.
Good. Well, I suppose we should head. Can we get there faster from here? Or shall we teleport to your main city with all of your delicate secrets? I am retired from the field.
What?
What?
I'll have you know I retired 10 years ago.
Delicate secrets?
If you both would like, excuse me for speaking out of turn, we can leave the chambers and bring up provisions for further study, perhaps?
Well, as they say, when in Rome, but also we have a heading. I am merely wondering the fastest route to that heading. It is this Azure Hills. What was the place?
Azure Tides.
That's it.
Azure Tides.
Yes, we'll get what provisionings we need and what documentation needs to be studied. I will appear upon the documentation.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Me and Cyril and I are free to roam around this magnificent college of information. Oh, whoops, I cut myself off. Me and Cyril are free to wander around this magnificent place of knowledge and not secrets, just at our whim, or...
You all
Do we get
free?
diplomatic immunity?
Do we get diplomatic immunity?
Oh, why not?
Like, would I know?
What do you mean by diplomatic immunity?
So for instance, if I wanted to go to the library stacks of this magnificent College of Arcana and maybe possibly do some sleuthing, would I know whether or not I would be readily allowed to, either being a council member or otherwise? I think if I'm this new of a council member, maybe word hasn't gotten out, or maybe it has.
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
same day that you guys got anointed as council members, so they might not be so welcome to oh yeah, here's like the secret chambers, but
so
like they would allow you in.
Does being an Onyx Dragonborn supersede certain people or places that I cannot go?
Yeah, like I mean, if you ask to go somewhere, as long as it's like, for example, with the Amethyst Dragons, they would be like, they might not be so welcome to you prying to all of their rooms. But they wouldn't be like, oh, well, you can't stay at this hotel or you can't stay at that inn. They would be open for, oh yeah, go where you want. But as soon as you're like, oh, I need your book on invincibility spells, they'll be like, here's a basic, like here's Invincibility 101 for dummies, but nothing else.
Naturally,
you know.
yes, of course. Naturally,
Well,
yes, of course.
while he
rifles through the documentation and provisions, Cyril, could you tell me your relationship with God, or whatever the facsimile is of a higher power that you deem pertinent to your existence?
My faith has been guided by a strange path. I don't think it's the same for everyone. But what I can say is that when you do know it's there. You are granted a different perspective. One of a greater purpose for the greater picture of what we will all eventually become someday.
As Cyril begins to
Dirt. We will all become
as Cyril
dirt.
begins to refound and recall his knowledge of his wisdom, the screen begins to fade to black as Obsidian's eyes begin to slowly flicker, open and close before they fully close. Executive producer Vince Gilligan.
I wanted to know.